I found this landing page for a restaurant here in Singapore. It looks boring. It actually is boring, even though the food is excellent. And I turned it into this. This is so much better. It actually makes me want to book the restaurant and go eat their food. The pictures are on point. It looks premium. There's more content on here to kind of sell the food and the location. And best of all, AI built this entire website for me whilst I was doom scrolling on Instagram. And honestly, web developers are going to hate this video because what you're about to see is a full client ready website built in about 30 minutes using nothing but Google's Gemini, Google Stitch, and Firecrawl. It was all done with a simple prompt. I haven't used a team, there's no agency, and there's certainly no $5,000 invoice. It's just you, a laptop, and an AI that does the work while you figure out who to sell it to. I've used this exact method to make thousands by selling this to local clients where I live, and I'm gonna show you exactly how you're gonna do it too. So strap yourselves in and let's build this. Now I wanna be straight with you about something because most YouTube tutorials will teach you how to build a website, but nobody teaches you how to get paid for it. And that's what this video is, because building the site is the easy part now. Finding the client, closing a deal, and locking in a monthly retainer, that's where the real money is made. So before I show you how you can build this, let me show you how you can find the clients who are going to pay top dollar for this, even though AI exists and they can automate it themselves. And if you guys know me well and you follow this channel, that you will know that I've made a ton of money on Upwork.com. And if you're still living in a cave and you don't know what Upwork.com is, it's the largest freelancer platform in the world. I believe they post something like 10 million jobs a day, so you're never ever going to run out of jobs. And I've done a quick search for website design, and these are some of the search results. Now I spend most of my time working with clients in the US, but there's clients from all over the world. And you can see that they're willing to spend top dollar. This guy here wants a web design and UX polish for a leadership platform. They're willing to pay anywhere between $30 to $60, and they've spent over $3,000 on Upwork. Here's another guy that wants a website designer. They spent over $5,000 on Upwork, and they're willing to spend anywhere between $18 to $40 an hour. This is absolutely insane. Now I've spent years on Upwork, and in about 4 years, I made $1 million from Upwork and referrals from clients through Upwork. So I know the potential is there. I've actually got a lot of videos covering how to basically crack Upwork, how to optimize your profile, and how I apply for jobs. Before building the website, I wanted a list of local restaurants that have websites where I can review them manually and make them better. So I went over to Claude and I just typed in, I need a list of local restaurants with websites. It knows my location, is connected to Google Maps, and is giving me a bunch of local businesses that have websites. Now you can use this for any type of business, any category. It's going to connect to Google Maps, and Google Maps is perfect for this. So the first one that came up was Burnt Ends, which is this website here. And honestly, there's not much to entice me. I have no idea what this is, and it's not really making me click on the reserve now button. So I knew that this was a great candidate to build a better website for, but also to go and pitch in person and show them I can take what they already have and make it better. And like I said at the start, I'm going to use two tools for this. The first is a Firecrawl.dev. I absolutely love Firecrawl. It's basically a scraper. I believe it's Y Combinator backed, and you can scrape any website. You can take the content from there, you can take the ideas, the branding, color palettes, the logos, everything. Now, what's great about Firecrawl is that they actually have an MCP that I can run inside of Google's Antigravity, which is where I'm going to be running Google Gemini. The second tool I'm using is Google Stitch. And I've actually covered this on a previous video. And basically, it's taking prompts in the English language and turning them into user interface designs for websites and applications. And that's what it says in their FAQs. Initially, I thought this is like a Figma replacement, but it actually integrates well with Figma. So you can take designs from Stitch and you could turn it into designs and collaborations in a platform like Figma. The way I'm going to do it is Stitch already has an MCP as well. So I'm going to use an AI agent to bring all these elements together, automate the entire process, and you'll see exactly how easy it is when I jump into Google's Antigravity next. So I've got the website, I've got the tools. Let's jump into Google's Antigravity and bring it all together. Welcome to Google's Antigravity. This is my favorite agentic builder. You can actually run Claude Code inside of here as well. I'm not actually subscribed to Claude Code. Otherwise, I would have used Claude for this. But I already paid for Google Gemini, and they give you a Flash 3 unlimited use inside of Antigravity. And that's what I'm using for this. So I'm going to use Flash 3 because it's super fast. If you want my opinion, use 3.1 Pro if you're going to sell this to clients, because you want to get the best possible output and get paid top dollar for this. So there's a couple of things you need before we get started. started, the first thing is we need the Firecrawl MCP, which is this one here. And all that means is that we're going to scrape the website inside of Antigravity. We don't need to leave this platform. The second MCP is Stitch. So remember, this creates the UI interface experience. It wireframes the entire thing. And you can actually ask Antigravity to create multiple versions of the site for you. And then once you have that, you can start with a simple prompt like review this website and make a better version of it. The first tool it's going to call is obviously going to be Firecrawl, because it needs to crawl the website, the layout, the content, etc. Everything about that website before we make it better. So it's gone to burntends.com.sg. It's looking at basically the color palettes, the branding, content. It can even extract the logo. Once it has that, it then loads the Stitch MCP. So it's going to create a new project, and then it's going to generate the home screen with all the options, the menu options, and integrate it all together. And what I love about this tech stack is that everything is free, right? Google Antigravity is free, Stitch is free, and Firecrawl.dev is free. And the best part about this entire build is that I didn't need any pictures from Burnt Ends, because Google also owns Nano Banana, which is also known as Gemini 3.1 Flash Images. So it actually created the images of the barbecue grill, and it gave it a cinematic prompt. Now this is done all inside of Antigravity. I didn't prompt this. I didn't ask for any of this, but Flash Gemini is smart enough to know what I want. And even look at the prompt, right? It's really descriptive. Like, I'm really impressed. It's using words like cinematic, up close, vibrant, burning wood, red glows, 8K resolution, professional food photography. These are all elements of what successful restaurants are using, what they're prompting, if they're doing this through AI, or if they're actually taking photography of the food, which is what I would do. If I was selling this to Burnt Ends, I'd actually replace these images, take out these AI images, and I'd actually use images of their food, their prep, the way the kitchen looks. I'd actually incorporate that into the website. And that's really easy to use and easy to replace inside of Google's Antigravity once you have that. Something else it's done is it's generated a perfectly grilled Blackmore's Wagyu steak. Now, they actually sell Blackmore's Wagyu steak on the website, and Gemini knows this. So it's taken everything that is scraped through Firecrawl and it's incorporated it in the way that it creates the images, which is insane. I mean, look at the descriptions, right? Rustic dark stone platter, juices glistening, charred crust, medium rare center. I mean, tell me that's not selling the product, right? These descriptions, and I mean, look at that. This could easily sell any restaurant. The next one as well, hands of a professional chef seasoning a large cut of meat directly over a flaming grill. Again, this is very evocative. It doesn't actually even look like AI, because remember, we're at Nano Banana 2. So it's their best text to image generator. It's incredible. It's really incredible. Like, this does not look like AI to me. Once it has that, it's starting to build the scaffolding of the website. You can see all that here. And once it's brought it all together, it will actually run it on a local host. So I'm hosting this locally on my machine at port 5173. And then it's given me basically a conclusion at the end. So it's reviewed the current Burnt Ends website, reimagined it for more immersive industrial luxury experience, which is absolutely everything that I wanted. But I was specifically vague with the initial prompt because I want to show you what Gemini can do. It's got storytelling elements, a visual language, menu integrations, unified aesthetics, macro animations, and more. And it's even gone through a walkthrough using a Chrome instance to make sure that everything is on point and it looks good. And it's giving me a technical breakdown. So if the customer, which is highly unlikely that a restaurant would know this, but if they ever ask me the question, then I can tell them what frameworks I've used, what styling, what typography, what assets. And remember, all of this is very customizable. So if they've got a very specific color palette or a font that they want to use, you just get the name, you just literally edit it inside of Antigravity. You literally prompt it in the English language. And after a few minutes, Antigravity's actually deployed this to Netlify for me. I don't need to know anything technical. Honestly, I had my feet up whilst they did all of this. Crazy, absolute crazy. Look at this. What a website. What an amazing website. Like, I would actually eat here. If I saw this, if this was my restaurant, I'd be super proud of this. And there's more you can do, of course. Like, I would add more images to each of these snacks and starters in the main stage. But honestly, as a first draft, this is incredible. And this will get you over the line. Trust me, because I sell to local businesses. And most of them have no idea what they're doing with websites. I mean, why would they? They're restaurants, right? They make food. They don't code. So showing them something like this is a great way to get your foot in the door. And when you host it on Netlify, it's out there. It's out there on the internet. They can share it. They can talk to their friends, their family, their business partners. And that's what usually happens. When they see this in the first instance, they're like, yeah, wow. And honestly, I would probably change this font. I'd make it a little bit better. I'd probably add the logo. But honestly, as a first draft, and I one-shotted this whole thing, right? This isn't like multiple versions of it. But if you did want multiple versions, it's very easy to do it with Stitch because even the UI has been automated with AI. The web design industry has been overcharging for a skill that AI just commoditized. That's not an opinion. That's what you just watched happen in real time. But here's the thing. This doesn't mean the opportunity is gone. It means the opportunity just got a lot more accessible. You don't need a computer science degree. You don't need a design portfolio. You don't even need to know how to write a single line of code. You need to know how to find a business with a problem. Use Google Gemini to solve it and charge accordingly. And this is how I make thousands because I do exactly this. I find businesses that need my skills. I use AI to build a solution, and I spend all my time selling it to them. Honestly, I'm spending more time refining my marketing skills than I am spending time inside of AI and automation. And if you loved this tutorial, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, because I'm somebody that's doing this for a living. I'm actually using a lot of the tools and services that I talk about on this channel, and I'm dropping the source. I'm showing you exactly how you can do it to make money, which is the only thing that matters. Because AI might not replace you, but I absolutely guarantee that somebody using AI absolutely will. So stay ahead of the curve, start using these tools, build websites for local businesses like restaurants, and go pitch to them, go sell it to them. Because in this age of AI, people are still going to buy from people. I firmly believe that. I don't think AI is going to be making those kind of decisions. At least I don't think so. And I think AI is going to demand a more human connection. And honestly, I'm excited by that, because if we're not worried about technical builds, coding, and all of that kind of stuff, then we can focus on human relationships. We can build more businesses. We can have more time to find clients. And honestly, I think that's where the industry will go. So stay tuned for more videos where I cover this in future, and watch the next tutorial on screen if you want more ideas on where to go with this. Thank you so much if you made it this far, and I'll see you next time.